Well, we thought we'd give you an update on the saga of the Renegade Rooster.
Well, hey everybody, I'm Bill.
And I'm Elizabeth. Live simple.
Live free. Our Renegade Rooster. What a nightmare.
Oh, I thought he was so pretty. Oh, that sounds like, listen, we have a very, very happy ending. Very happy ending for it.
And it wasn't chicken soup.
No, it was certainly not chicken soup.
We had two comments that happened over and over and over again. One was, looks like chicken soup or roasted chicken for supper. And the other one was, get him some hens and keep him. Take him to Virginia with you. Well, even if I wanted to do chicken soup, I had no way to catch him.
Oh, yeah, we wouldn't have done that anyway.
But we can't keep chickens. We travel too much.
Oh, yeah.
Not only do we go back and forth between Florida and Virginia, but as soon as this box truck is finished, we hope to hit the road for a month at a time. What would we do with chickens?
Yeah. And our son has plenty of chickens, and he doesn't need an extra big old rooster. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So
anyway, here in town, there's a local group, a Facebook group for preppers and homesteaders. And so I put a post on there, and the next day a woman told me how to catch it, and I said, okay, thanks. And I said, even after I catch it, what do I do with him? And she said, I'll take him. I said, by all means, please.
Yeah.
So she came over that evening and she helped me catch him.
Yep.
And go ahead.
She has lots of chickens. She has turkeys and peacocks even. But she's going to give him a great home.
Yeah.
Great home.
So while we were catching him, we discovered there was another one here too. There's two of them. 2 times chicken.
Right. And go ahead.
So we caught them both, and she took them both with her.
Yeah. We actually had gone all over this area and found people that were keeping chickens to see if anybody was missing a rooster. We didn't even know about the second one at that time. And nobody had any idea where he might have come from. So it ended up being one smaller rooster and then this nice big Mr. Elegant Rhode Island Red that we had prancing around. And so we had found nobody around here, so we were thrilled that she was very happy to come, and we got both of them. And because the other one was living behind this house next door, which it doesn't even have anybody living in it at this point. But anyway, she had a cage thing in the back of her car.
Well, first of all, she had a great big net, a butterfly net, but big.
Yeah, like a big chicken.
And
butterfly
she and
net.
I chased that chicken around the yard for an hour before we finally trapped him into a corner.
He would just prance out of the way and then come back around again and then prance out of the way.
Yeah.
But they finally got him back down enough they were able to actually catch him.
Yep. So it is so peaceful here now without that rooster crowing. They don't just crow at 5 o'clock in the morning.
No, they
crow all day long.
They crow all the time. They crow all night long too.
Right outside my window. If you're going to have chickens and you got them down in the back 40 someplace in their chicken yard, that's one thing, but when they're right under your window or right in your carport crowing all the time, no thank you.
Well, and he was starting to really leave a mess. He really got attached to being here. And when they were trying to catch him, he'd take off a little bit and then he'd circle back around again. But I know now that he's got a safer home. He's definitely, it looked like he was finding food and water without too much trouble.
Yeah.
But he's definitely going to be well fed and well cared for. She just loves them. So she very happily took both. In fact, she picked up a little rescue chick, apparently on the way here, from one of the local farm stores. Somebody said, hey, we got one, can you, take it? And so she's walking up to me. She goes, here, hold your hands out. And she puts this little, beautiful little chick in my hand, says, keep him warm. And then she and Bill went and caught the 2 roosters, and I'm just holding this beautiful little chick. And so she said, yeah, she took him back again. As soon as she gets home, she'll start taking real good care of him, and she's got a bunch of little chicks to keep him company. So anyway, pretty cool lady, definitely into the birds. It was pretty cool. So anyway, he is safe and sound. And so we're not going to have to worry about what kind of, mayhem was going to be caused. And
I didn't know what kind of spices to use.
He's talking a lot tougher than anyway. So now, one more real quick thing here. I really had some fun. doing my news report there. And a lot of people have thought it was really fun. Some people have been like, wow, you live somewhere for a while and you just kind of start picking up on the accent. And a couple people were like, are you trying to make fun of Southerners? And I tried to kind of answer on the comments, but I just need to let you know, I ain't making fun of Southerners. I are one. My whole family, everybody are from like the Ozarks. And there's a lot of different kinds of Southern accents. We're basically like North Florida, South Georgia here. In Virginia, it's another one. West Virginia is right close, is another one that's right by Virginia. Well, the Ozarks, like in Missouri and up into Iowa, well, Iowa's not Ozarks, but anyway, there's a different kind of accent, but it's still basically considered a country or a Southern accent.
And the accent in the Ozarks is thick.
Yes, it is.
Really thick.
It's really thick. Bill spent a lot of time with all my family there. My grandparents had a farm there now, and an uncle has it. We spent a lot of time there. And my first 5 years of my life, that's where I was living. And then we moved out west. And so my growing up years were in sort of a non-accent area. I mean, kind of like just people talk on the news kind of a thing. I wasn't in an area that had any kind of a real appreciable considered accent. But Bill always teases me that all I got to do is fly over Missouri and I get that accent back again. So if I'm around somebody with a real thick one, it'll come back. I'm not trying to not have it. I just, I'm like somebody that moved from another country and started losing their accent. But boy, it can come back in a heartbeat. So my sister and I really laugh because we get a kick out of Jeff Foxworthy, and he says all I got to do to get me more stories for you might be a redneck is just go to a family reunion. That's all I got to do. And my sister and I talk about that and go, yep, you just needed to come to some of our family reunions. And so the storytelling, oh, so much fun.
So that's not a fake accent she was trying to put on, or she wasn't trying to imitate what she, around here, because around here it's not like that.
It's not really quite thick. Like that, yeah.
But that is actually her native tongue.
He's been around my family a lot, and it's a storytelling culture. It's a storytelling community. It helped him to understand me a lot more once he was around that. But the stories that they can tell, I'm telling you, it's hilarious. And very smart people, very sharp, very with it. I mean, but there's just a very thick accent. And especially when my cousins, when they were younger, oh my goodness, it's so cute. So they remind me a little bit of Spanky in our gang, the older one, the Little Rascals, kind of the accent that they would have. So anyway, like I said, if I'm having fun with any of it, it's something that's the culture I'm from, and so it kind of can come back really easy. I was having fun making it a little bit more exaggerated because I was trying to do a news report, but I actually definitely have got family that I love to pieces that are very neat people that talk with at least that thick of an accent. So I can still hear my grandpa. Worst cussing he ever did, ever in his entire life, was Sam Hill. He'd be Sam Hill. That was the worst thing he'd ever say. But yeah, there's
the funny thing is, I grew up in first in Baltimore and then in Philadelphia, kind of close to New York City, but all of my cousins on my father's side grew up in Long Island.
Long Island, yeah.
And they had a very thick New York accent.
A Long Island accent, yes.
And even though I grew up with that, I spent time with them all the time. I spent a lot of time in Long Island. I cannot imitate a New York accent. I just can't do it. It sounds stupid. It sounds like somebody trying to imitate a New York accent and doing it very poorly. But I've only lived in the South a few years, and somehow it just seems to come natural to me. I don't understand it. I'd like to be able to do the New York accent as well, but it just doesn't happen. Why is that? I don't understand that.
It's so funny. Well,
when I'm here in South, I can go incognito if I want to.
Now you got to understand, you've been around my family.
That's true.
All these years, and then around our daughter-in-law's family, which are all Virginia, and we've been in Virginia, and then we've been down here, which is really the South. It's not metropolitan Florida. We are in the South. We are in what I would call the deep South, And so, you know, you've just been around it a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And please don't ever think that we are mocking anything.
Oh, no.
We are both literally world travelers. And we love different cultures. We love different peoples. We love different accents.
Yep.
I love to get in there and find out what makes them tick.
And like I said, I have enjoyed Bill Engvall and Jeff Foxworthy so much. Every now and then they get just a little tiny bit, a little kind of racier than I would necessarily have wanted. Never anything very bad. But their storytelling, and because I understand it. I really understand that whole culture. And I love my family to pieces. I wish I could be around them more. And so, yeah.
Speaking about different cultures, Canada. It's very interesting. Before I joined Thrive Life, I never knew a Canadian.
I really hadn't known Canadians.
No, I never had reason to. There's a lot of Thrive Life consultants in Canada, and some of the leaders in the company are Canadian, and I've become very close friends with them, and we've been to Canada now for a Thrive meeting and stuff like that. But when I meet a Canadian here in the States, I don't know they're Canadian unless certain parts they have a certain accent,
Yeah,
but not everybody says that.
And the aboot.
So yeah, but most of them, I can't tell they're Canadians, and I'm surprised. Oh, you're not American? You seem so American. But when we were up there in Canada, you know what we discovered? It's a different country. It's not like America. It really is different, even though they sound the same, and you think our cultures are the same. They're not.
Yeah, yeah.
That was a shocker to me.
And I've loved getting to know the Canadians that we know and places we've been able to go. I think it's a lot the same in England. You'd think we'd be very similar to England, but there's so many cultural differences between us and England.
But we lived in Germany for 3 years when I was in the Army. We
Yep.
traveled all over Europe. We loved all of that. And then I went alone, but I spent a year in Korea, so I saw that culture. But I just love learning and experiencing different cultures.
Yeah. We've enjoyed Mexico and we've been able to go. And now with the Thrive Life trips, you know, I love Aruba. And we went to Aruba. The Panamanians were wonderful. And in Nassau, oh my goodness, I got the biggest kick out of talking to people because they just have that wonderful, I always thought it was just Jamaican, but they have that wonderful accent and just this, everybody's so friendly.
It sounds Jamaican, but it's not as strong as Jamaican.
Yeah. But, you know, in Nassau in the Bahamas. So they're just, we have met some of the nicest, coolest people. I mean, and it's so much fun seeing the different cultures. And man, we made a lot of friends in Germany. We had friends in Switzerland. We had friends in Germany. Our church was like Germans and Americans that would come together. And so I got to spend a lot of time just staying with people. And I just absolutely loved it. It was so cool. And like I said, if you'd ever go and spend time with all my family, especially when we used to get together on the farm all the time, you'd realize you were in a different country.
On the farm in southern Missouri.
In southern Missouri, right. Yeah, in southern. It's Missouri. But
Missouri.
Yeah. Missouri, yeah. So, anyway, I just, I had some fun with it. I can slip back into that really, really easily, especially if I'm around somebody with a real thick accent. And, you know, I can think sometimes of some little sketches that Jeff Foxworthy does, and I just get the biggest kick out of the whole thing. But I sure was not insulting anybody. If I was insulting anybody at all, it's my own selfness and you know, my family know I'm not insulting them. They're smart, wonderful people. They just have a southern accent. So, anyway.
So there you go. We found a home for a chicken, and we talk funny.
He cracks me up when he does that, because there's like little subtleties, but he really he lays the heavy on, I think, really, really well. So, yep.
Okay.
Yep. Well, listen, we do love y'all an awful lot.
Yep.
And we appreciate you, and we try to really hard to think about what you're saying in your comments, and we feel the love. So, anyway, wanted to let you know we have a very well cared for chicken.
Yep. So thanks for watching. Y'all live simple.
Live free.
We love you.
You be blessed.
You be blessed. I started talking funny and I forgot my lines.
You be blessed.
I can't think of two different things at once.
That's right. What am I supposed to say different? Okay. Oh, that is so funny.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. We'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.